Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of the Convoluted podcast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, and I'm here with Liz.
Hey.
And if it's your first time listening or watching, thank you. It's free. You can always unfollow and unsubscribe. So, how are you doing, Liz?
But start of vacation, so I can't complain. So, how about you?
All right, vacation. I am doing well. Busy. I've been trying to catch up with a bunch of shows, like I mentioned last week. Starting up some new ones.
I've been seeing you've been busy.
Busy. Starting not next week. I'm hoping next week, but I'm not making any promises. But not next week, but the week after. Probably November. Come November, I'm going to be streaming twice a week on the if you're watching this on the YouTube channel. I'm going to be streaming on the YouTube channel twice a week. Mornings on Mondays and Thursdays. So Monday morning and Thursday mornings I'm going to be streaming other stuff. So that's kind of my plan. I've been working in the background of some stuff to get that all settled in. Besides that, yeah, I'm just trying to consolidate a bunch of stuff so it can make that smooth transition, basically.
Nice.
So, but yeah, you're on vacation,
so
aren't you?
I have a great. I'm on vacation. I can't get called into work. Yay! For a glorious 9 days. I'll go back. My first day back won't be until November 1st.
Dang, yeah, there you go. You got that's what 12 days.
8 days.
Whatever, something as far as the recording of this. But that's good. That's good. Everyone needs a break.
Yeah.
I know I needed it. I needed more, but hopefully we'll get some people come. But I know come January and February, I'm taking a couple. If I can't take a full week, I'm going to be taking a couple long weekends again, which they work. They're not the best, but better than nothing. And sometimes all you need is a long weekend to kind of recharge your batteries. For anyone listening, yeah. But yeah.
I was feeling the burnout, but I'm happy to be on vacation, and I'm excited to go to California. So I got a break from this rain already.
It's only been raining in our area for like 3 days.
A day and a half.
Barely anything. It's barely anything. I love the rain. It's one of the few things I enjoy about Oregon. Since I moved from Chicago rained so much, but what sucks I miss is thunderstorms. Thunderstorms were fantastic.
I love thunder and lightning. No, but the rain for me, it's allergy season. I hate it. It's the mold in the air.
Yeah. For anyone suffering from allergies, I do apologize. But for me,
You're in the Valley of Sickness. You know that. Just remember, you're in the Willamette Valley. That means the Valley of Sickness. First by the Indians that were here. I mean, Native American. Excuse me.
Damn, Liz is already like going for.
I'm already fucking up. I'm tired. I apologize.
But yeah. Actually, the reason a bonus for the rain is the way my room is. It hits just right where you just hear trickling for me to sleep properly. So it works really well for me. But yeah, that's enough of the weather talk. So jump into some of these stories. Right. You posted one that was perfect for this holiday season.
I know, it's pretty gnarly. I was like, what the fuck? Woman had 23 contact lenses under her eyelid. Oh my god. Ophthalmologist said. Ophthalmologist. Oh my god, I can say that word usually.
Eye doctor.
The patient was in their 70s who'd been wearing contact lenses for 30 years. Well, there was actually someone I actually had 23 daily disposable contact lenses underneath her eye. Her ophthalmologist reported. Dr. Katrina Curtiva of California Eye Associates in Newport Beach, I'm going to be near that, was shocked to discover the clump of contacts and got to deliver them last month in a case she documented in an Instagram page.
Ew.
I was just amazed myself. I was like, this is kind of crazy. Never seen this before Kativa said all the contacts were hidden under the upper eyelid in a pancake stack. It's kind of gross, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's all green. Ugh. The patient who had asked to remain anonymous had been wearing contact lenses for the doctor said. She came to Kativa on September 12th after complaining about the sensation of a foreign body in her right eye and also noticing mucus in that eye. She'd been to this doctor's report, but it was the first time Kativa met her after applying the office last year. The woman had been skipping her regular visits for fear of catching COVID-19. Understandable.
Okay, so
Kativa
basically, so basically, yeah, we get the gist of her story. It's you know what's funny? This is not the first I've heard of this happening.
Oh, I know, right?
Like having multiple contacts. I've thought about having contacts at least for this Halloween season, just to kind of for a flair. But it's I don't know. Have you ever worn contacts?
I can't even think about touching my eye.
I think that's
funny though. I can put on my eye mascara, no problem. But
I think everyone has that fear of touching your eyeball. But for some people forget how resilient the eye is unless you're like poking it really sharply, right? And it like I said, this is not the first time I've heard stories like this. It happens. Like they move around. You just got to be careful how you do it. And it looks like she was an older lady, if I'm right? Yeah, an older lady, and she probably just forgot here and there because how many were there? 20.
What did 23?
Over 20. So almost a month for a month's worth of contacts just stuck in her eyes. It's scary, but yeah, like I get frustrated when I get an eyelash in my eye. Like just that freaks me out.
Eyelash, hair. I have been there. It fucking hurts. You're like, I can't see, but I can feel it.
So yeah,
So she thought she was removing it off the side of her eye, and she thought she was taking it out possibly, and that's why I kept sliding underneath the eyelid.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's people do it people putting their eye contacts happen every day. It's just how to like take care of them properly. Like, it's like I'm gonna see if I can find some interesting contacts. Maybe I'll post a photo on Instagram and see what I get because of the costume. There's like a couple costumes that I have in mind. And I think what's fun and what's great about contacts is just some people just don't want to wear glasses. And contacts how long have contacts been around actually?
They've been around for quite a long time, but they were expensive, so a lot of people weren't able to do them unless you got the money. And you had the great insurance company that decided to cover them. I think since the 80s, I want to say. I might be wrong. 30 years of you about the 80s, 90s. Okay.
The history of contact lens. The world contact lens changed 1955? No.
Oh, no.
No, that's contact lens. Come on, internet.
Oh, that one. Okay.
1936. And they weren't fully introduced with plastic lens until 1960.
Ooh.
So they were
they've been around for quite a bit.
They've been around for a while. Yeah, they started developing around 1936.
I think they were supposed to be glass-like, right? Weren't they?
Originally, yeah. Ooh, can you imagine those back in the day? Getting those stuck in your eyes, you're done for. Yeah, those are not. Yeah, but yeah, most of the ones these days are like plastic lens. Yeah, so. Yeah, and those started around mid 1960s. So they've been around. They've been around for 60 years. So, so tech has improved. Things have happened. There's like disposable ones now. You just like, all right, one and done. Instead of before you only had like a set for so long, and then you had to get a new one. But now there's like, all right, done. Next, these are the next ones.
It was change them out almost daily, right?
Yeah. So, but it is true. Getting God, it's so scary just thinking about it. Like honestly, when you posted the story, it just gave me like the willies a little bit. I was like,
it gave me the willies too, and I was like, oh, no, I got the shivers. Like,
because I was like, I was literally thinking about getting contact lenses for the Halloween costume, but ooh.
My name is Jeff.
But for sure, as long as I remember to take them out, right? Like, okay, put two in, take 2 out, right? That's all I gotta do.
You put them in your eyes too.
Yeah.
Don't be too drunk.
I'll be good. All right, let's jump into the next story. So the next one is about hair chemical.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this is kind of along the lines with the body and kind of a little bit of the Halloween spirit, because some people change up their hairs and stuff like that. Dye their hair and things for Halloween, stuff like that. I was thinking about doing that as well, but I was like, yeah, that's too much work, something like that. But anyway,
I mean, I'm planning on probably try and dye my hair today too, so hopefully that will get done.
There you go.
We'll see.
Okay.
Too much shit on my list today.
If not one thing, it's another, right?
Mm-hmm. Welcome to vacation. You got 500 things to do before you
get to
off.
Exactly. Okay. So, frequent chemical hair straightening may raise urinary cancer risk, partly among black women. Uterine.
You see, UT, not UR.
My God, I'm sorry. I'm tired. Okay.
No.
But it says it's a type.
Report it properly.
But it says it's a type of cancer that begins in the uterus. Come on. But I'm still somewhat close to it. Okay. The internet believes in me.
Not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Remember, we got 3 holes. Okay.
Anyways.
Urinary tract, vaginal, and the sinker.
Bruh.
Okay. Women who use hair straightening chemicals are at an increased risk of uterine cancer compared to those who do not use chemicals. According to new findings of sister study run by the National Institute of Health, because black women are more likely to use chemical hair straightening products, the risk of uterine cancer may be greater in this population, researchers say. Data show women who use straightening products more than 4 times in the previous year were more than twice as likely to develop uterine cancer. Okay, what is straightening hair product? What is that?
So, as you know, a lot of African
No, I do not know. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, well, if you know, you know how our hair follicles are straight, right? Our hair follicles are straight. African Americans or blacks will have very curly hair. Their hair spirals in their scalp. So like it come out to the hair call. Ours is straight, but theirs is curly coming out.
Okay, I'm following.
So to straighten it, so you would use chemicals to relax it and then straighten it, because then it would actually becomes more straight like ours. Theirs is a spiral, so they have to take that whole spiral and make it relaxed to look less curly. Get that straight look to it. I actually knew this because I found out from my brother-in-law because that their hair is curly, and I believe Craig has told me that before too. Their hair is curlier. They don't have actually straight hair. If you see his goatee, it's like really bunched up compared to your goatee, right?
I don't really pay attention to people's facials.
I know you don't. You're not a facial person, but face person.
Hey, just because I have face blindness doesn't mean you can hurt me. Okay. It's a real thing, okay?
I'm gonna assault you on it. I'm gonna assault you for failing. Anyway, so they have to use chemicals or more products to get it to straighten, like our hair compared to theirs. I mean, theirs hair is actually gross curly, it's like a spiral.
Okay, so I'm kind of just skimming through this a little bit. There's the only thing more noteworthy is previous research has shown a link between permanent hair dye, straighteners, and increased breast and ovarian cancer risk. So it's interesting, actually, too, that some of these like hair, I'm gonna say hair products, like they're on the top of your head, are affecting the lower part of your body. Like that's interesting because you just never know, right?
You don't know. I think there's, and that's why we see a lot of more products coming out that is not as harsh and chemically like. I've been using since I found out my diagnosis of being BRCA too. I've decided to do more vegan products towards my hair because I was like, well, chemicals. I mean, you think about it, you're just letting it sit in, and it kind of goes all the way down your body, right?
That's true.
So I mean, so I decided to go more of a healthier alternative route to things. Because I figured all the damage I've probably done in my past from doing some sort of dyeing of some sort in the past too. So that takes a risk too.
Yeah, that's one of the few things people forget is like in the last probably 100 years or so, when like chemical dyeing has been more prevalent, right? More studies have come out because people dye their hair like crazy. It's more common now to do it. Like I dyed my hair or bleached my hair. Actually, both. That's the same thing, right? I've done it before. There's photos of me when I used to have like almost blondish hair, like dusty brown blonde, because my hair.
I remember that.
Yeah, because my hair is naturally black, right? So it's really hard to get it down to a color that I wanted, because I was trying to get that like grayish silver, but fuck, that took forever. I could do it now professionally because products have come out that are more in tone for people like that. But I'm kind of done with the hair. I think, like I said, the most I was gonna do is for this Halloween thing and just kind of have fun with it. I think like one more go, right? Like one more time.
Well, they have more products like that are catered for dark hair. That you just put it on, and it actually just stays for the day or two. So it's not a permanent thing, but it actually is more healthier than most things. Like there's a lot of vegan products out there nowadays. You can actually Amazon it right now.
Well, I might do that actually. Do a 1-day thing, right? Actually,
yeah, it's a 1-day thing. I know they got sprays out there nowadays too for it. So I mean,
see Amazon. Find out.
You can always hit the vegan stuff on it. I know you can select it. So
1 day hair dye.
It looks pricey, but you're getting you're getting what you're worth. I mean, I got an old friend of ours a family that does hair, and this is what she teaches to dye her daughter's hair, to make it different colors. So
there's like a hair wax.
That kind of thing, yeah.
What is that? Let me see here. Oh, it's not that expensive. What do you do? Yeah, because I think that would be easier than just dealing, because then you could just have it on, get home, shower, wash it out. Yeah, that I might actually do this. Okay, I'm gonna hold it. Okay, put that to the side. Okay. But yeah, it's interesting. People should just try to know a lot more of some of these things, because something like you just like, oh yeah, something I normally would do, like just straightening my hair, yeah, increases my rate. It's a low rate. What is it? What do they say here?
They say 3.4, or is it
3.4? Yeah, 3.4%. But 3.4 is still more than 0, right? So
yeah, I don't straighten my hair that often. I can't remember the last time I straightened my hair, to tell you the truth.
So
I
let's
have a
see.
straightener. I just have to have the time to do it.
On top of that,
a lot. Now that even though the short, it's still trying to figure out how to get the back in. We're still curly.
On top of that, I like those trainers are expensive. My sister like spends a lot of money on those things.
Are expensive. They're not cheap.
Like my God.
Sure.
All right. Am I adding it to my cart?
You're welcome.
Yep. All right. What's the next story you want?
No, what do you want to talk about? There's all sorts of things. You got a lot going on with your product.
Ooh, let's do the lift thing. It's more along your line.
Oh yeah, that was sad. I was really sad. I was like, read the article and I was like, "What?" So I don't know, give it a second.
And
It's
look
loading on my
at
end.
that shit.
All
All
right.
right, left driver fatally shot in the head by 19-year-old passenger. Police say.
My God, you can't be safe doing your part-time
Next
job.
thing you know, they're gonna be like, yeah, you're left, or sometimes people are full time on that shit. You'll be putting a bulletproof like section, like "Don't touch me."
Not a single fuck was given this day.
Oh my
Damn.
God, just
Pontiac, Michigan. Go ahead.
No, go for it. Go for it. I'll let you read.
Pontiac, Michigan. A 19-year-old is now in custody. Crap! Why the hell did it do? It jumped, motherfuckers. Well, son of a bitch. Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. Apparently, it's decided night. Let's go up and down. No, live. The is now in custody for the shooting death of a Lyft driver early Friday morning. A 49-year-old East Point woman picked up the passenger at Walmart just before 5 a.m. But before she get the destination to drop him off, oh my God, these damn ads! I hate you, motherfuckers. Get me out of here. I don't want this one. I asked this to open. Jerks. No! Don't want me to visit Montana. Motherfuckers. Now. In a couple of years. Okay. But before she got to the destination to drop him off, she was shot in the head. In terms of why it happened, that's part of the ongoing investigation. He did not tell us that part, said Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard. The sheriff's office is questioning the 19-year-old suspect believed to be the passenger being taken by rideshare service before she crashed in Pontiac after she was shot. Bouchard said there was no indication that the two previously knew each other. Aerial videos show the crash of the Putnam Avenue and Rundell Street, which is how the call came first in. When deputies got there, they saw the victim tragically shot and her silver Nissan Versa rammed into a utility pole.
Okay.
They had information a man had run from the scene, but canines, witnesses, and the digital trail the suspect left behind was led police to him Friday afternoon.
Okay. So we get for the most part that's crazy that there's like no real reason he hasn't given a reason for this.
He hasn't given a reason. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me why he would have done that to this beautiful woman. I mean, I don't know who this woman is, but that's still sad.
The thing is, I was thinking of this the other day because it's just one of the few things. But some people just do stuff to do stuff. Like they just, or sometimes they just do it because why not right now? There's no there's no motive or anything. They just like, why not?
I'm bored. Let's do this. This sounds like fun.
Exactly. And that's the scary thing. And that's the scary thing about just individuals. Like, 'cause you just never know. Like when you're on the road and you're like surrounded by cars, anyone out there can just like, I can crash into this car right now. And you can be that car. Like you're just driving like, I need to get to work or I need to go get groceries. And the guy behind you is like, I can crash into that person. And that's it. And that's the thing. It's like I guess everyone has that mentality, or the potential for that mentality. Just like Why not? Because we it's one of these few things that you just get these urges, right? Like, and it's like the willing to jump into a situation, right? Be it good or bad. That's the scary part. Like, this person could have just like been like
got on the freeway and the wrong way because they decided that's how they wanted to go.
like right now, like this could have just been a person like, all right, I'm getting a lift probably somewhere like to a buddy's house or home or something, and it just something just clicked like, I'm just gonna do this right here right now, because that the way it sounds, it's like he shot her and she just crashed, and like, what's the point? Unless there were like some altercation or something happening, right? And that's the thing that they're still investigating and stuff.
She had a video camera in there. That's the only thing I hope she did have. But of course, a lot of us don't, because we can't afford that extra shit in a car.
They're not that expensive anymore. I was looking into getting a dash cam onto my vehicle, because it's something that I thought about because of what happened to my sister's vehicle one time, and some guy just crashed into the car when we were in it. And we were very fortunate that there was a dash cam in that vehicle, because it kind of did help the case of this person just crashing into us. And it is like, oh, I should get one of these, but they're, as like I said, they're not expensive. They're just a bitch to install. So I don't know. It's good to have, but it just mostly when I've seen ones that have indoor ones, like you get a front, the back, and one inside. And I think if you're doing like doing Lyft, I think that should be like a first investment you should do, just to, because like,
I say that is it a Netflix or Hulu movie about this guy who started killing him?
oh wait, didn't we watch a movie a few years back where there's that?
Yeah. No, I feel like this is in the last 2 months. I feel like
No,
this is
but
more recent.
I remember we watched a movie kind of like this just years ago, back in my old place. God, what was the name
I feel
of
like
the
it
movie?
was just recent. I just watched this.
Probably you rewatched it, but yeah, it's just, you just never know. Like people with these like at the end of the day, some people are just either trying to make this their full-time job or trying to just earn a few dollars here and there, and boom, that's the end of that. Like, and my God, what a way to go!
Then you can't get killed.
Yeah. Now you say that, you're gonna jinx the next person we see someone get shot at the front door.
Probably has happened.
It probably has. Yeah, we
didn't realize it.
Plus we go through so many stories and we miss so many. So, like, you just never know. But I hope they get a little bit more clarity, because that's at the end of the day, trying to get to kind of the bottom of it. Because if it was really just a random malicious thing, like, God, that is horrible. Like, truly horrible. Like, that's someone that needs to be properly put away, because if they can just do this at random with proper thought, that can just get scary. So
yeah.
All right, let's jump into another.
Do you want to do about Dick Van Dyke?
Sure, I haven't heard that name in a very long time.
I know, the fact that he's still kicking in, living their life, man.
Apparently.
Good. I still remember him from Mary Poppins. I know he was in other shows before that, but that's what I remember him from. And then, of course, the Dick Van Dyke show was before that. And
that's what I remember him from. Okay.
All right, Dick Van Dyke hands out money at Labor Center. Whenever I have some fives, I come by.
Not a single fuck was given this day.
Dick Van Dyke was back to doing what he does best, giving back. The legendary entertainer has been spotted out in Malibu last week, handing out $5 bills outside the Malibu Community Labor Exchange. The organization helps match employers, and they're looking for work. The Mary Poppins star didn't just hand out the dough, however. He was chatted with folks who were appreciative of the gesture. You can't do it all the time, though, he quipped. But when he does do it, people really notice. An employee at the center is said to have shouted, "Just call him an angel from God." The same day, Van Dyke was spotted running errands at the bank and pharmacy in Malibu and appeared in great spirits. Dude, to be 97 years old, dude.
Yeah, I'm looking at photos that people are posting of him. Man, he's aged reasonably well for a 97-year-old man. And like,
yeah, that's what I'll say. Okay.
Yeah, he's looking good. Like, just like he literally has he has that grandpa look and everything. He's like a literally a grandpa handing like $5 to his grandkids. Like, here, kid, here, good. Go buy yourself some snacks. But
exactly. Yeah. He's doing a lot of volunteering and stuff like that.
Yeah, as I'm scrolling down, he seems like he's been, at least for the last 20 years, he's just been very into the community. That's good. It's good. It's one of those things. I think that's what's been keeping him active. So and that's good. You want to in your later years, you hope to be able to do something to keep your body and mind focused on things, because you just don't want to deteriorate. Because boy, those sometimes,
I think it's really all part of activity. It's definitely a part of activity. My mom volunteers now as a retiree, so she helps and gives back.
See, there you go. Shout out to Liz's mom right there. Do I have here we go for Liz's mom. So, but yeah, it's good to find something out there to really deep dive, and not everyone can give away $5. You know, he doesn't do it every day, but he does it every once in a while. You know, a little community service, to help out. That's helpful. I'll be honest. I don't think I haven't done community service projects or anything in a long time.
I've done a lot in the past when I was younger. You know?
Yeah, as a kid, I was like, you have to do these. So it's not like
I remember volunteering at my school for the fiestas. We would put up the speakers, or help with the sisters. At the nunnery that was on the property. We helped with the fish fries. Oh, that was fun. Get the free food out of that shit.
My god!
We did a lot of volunteering, and of course in high school they reinforce it to us. I just don't have the time to do it nowadays. So if I have a full minute to myself, I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, I think the most charitable work I do is this podcast to the people. This is my charity
I know, right?
work.
We do this out of our time, out of our day, without any pay. That's great. You know?
we do this we're the entertaining. This is our charity work for you, the people, because we want to give you that little spark of entertaining, a little bit of focus of like what stupidity or craziness is happening out there, and give us your what the fuck? Why can't I say words?
I don't know.
Give us. Give you whatever.
That's all, folks.
Whatever. Let me give.
Giving you the time from our day to give you the stupid news.
Exactly. Because How
about that? Let's reworded it.
So, but yeah, but it's good. Shout out to Van Dyke. Glad he's out there, still kicking it. And just being a basically your everyday or nowadays saint, you know. So, all right, let's see what else is.
Want to go into your story, or there's the woman arrested for not scanning items?
Let's do that one, and then we'll jump into the big one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read this one because the other one has video components. We've been getting really positive feedback with our video components. So we do appreciate that. And
that's good.
But And for those listening, luckily most of the for anyone listening right now, most of the video stuff we do, it's mostly all the audio is the important part because it just talks. So you're not missing anything by watching the videos. There's a little bit of context sometimes, but we try to do our best to relay what's happening on screen. But you're not really missing. I don't think has there been any video besides like maybe what happened a couple weeks, like a few episodes ago with the train thing. I think that was the most visual we had to get with the show, right?
Yeah.
Besides that, every other video we've done on episodes has just been chit chats. So yeah, you're not really missing out too much. And if we do our best to describe what's happening on the scene. And if anything, if you're listening, you can always watch that portion on the video part on the YouTube channel. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we appreciate your feedback. Anyways, woman arrested after not scanning all items at Michigan Walmart self-checkout.
Michigan's getting up there with
My God.
like Florida.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, a Michigan woman accused of stealing from Walmart by not scanning all items at self-checkout is facing charges. Police say, what is it? Teddy Joe? Is her Teddy Joe? Oh my God! I like, no offense to people's names. I'm not gonna judge, but there are some names that I'm like, really, because I think their name is literally spelled Teddy with capital G-O. So you have to do the capital
J-O.
Teddy Joe. You have to.
J-O.
That's how it's spelled. Okay. Anyways, Teddy Joe was skipping items as she rang up her purchases at stores at M32 in County in July. When confronted by a loss prevention worker, she allegedly became agitated and denied it and left. That's what you would do. That employee reviewed the surveillance video and found that Teddy Joe had stolen more than $1,000 worth of merchandise since April by not scanning it. Teddy Joe was arrested at her home in September 29th, so a little bit ago. Charged with first-degree retail fraud. Oh, that's what it's called. Oh, interesting. Anything else important about this? Oh my God, stupid ad. Now I'm getting the ads. Okay.
I don't think that's it. I think that's how it comes at the end. Basically, loss prevention has been cracking down on self-checkout thefts from the same Walmart store. Michigan State Police have reported 2 recent cases where people were arrested after allegedly swapping barcodes at self-checkout.
So yeah,
you can't get away with that shit. They filmed that crap, yo.
Yeah, there's
Don't be stupid.
These days there's a camera literally in front of you when you're checking out and stuff. Like, you can't. Like, yeah, it's I don't know why. Like, for me, I almost never do self checkout unless I have like a very few items. I don't know. For me, it just gets a little like, if I have way too much and I'm like, I don't want to miss anything. And anytime I do self checkout, it's usually early in the morning or late at night when there's not really a lot of people around. So the only person really would be checking out is me and maybe one other person, and then the only person there is like whoever's in charge of the self checkout station. And you just like kind of nod and check them out. And I'm like, for me, I'm very like attentive when I'm just checking out like these very few items, just like, is it scanning properly, and so on and so on. But I do get that weird feeling sometimes that I scan everything, because you just never know, right?
I've had that happen a couple of times, but actually I've had people, it was actually physical checkers that I missed stuff. So I just go, not my fault.
Exactly.
They missed it. I did my due diligence of putting it on the belt.
Exactly. It's like, as long as it's not my fault, I'm okay. If I get a free bag of chips, I'm good with that.
I got a free candy out of it.
There you go.
I told the lady that the amount did not add up, but she kept fighting me about it. And I was like, fuck it. I told her twice. You took that bag of candy off and it didn't come up, and I still got it for free. So fuck it. I am not at fault. I tried twice. She was just like trying to get me. We're trying to get us out of there. Huh?
Get out of here. I don't care. Take them.
Bruh.
Well, that company's buying your company, so it's all good.
Anyways, Yeah, it's interesting to see this. It happens more than people think, but boy, $1,000 worth of product. That's a lot. That's the thing. That's what gets people. It's like
That's a shitty thing.
yeah, that's like stealing what I would say like a few tens, maybe hundreds of stuff. It happens and stuff, but boy, this one individual's a grand worth of stuff. Actually, a grand isn't a lot anymore when everything just got inflated recently. So, like a grand would be like a couple like trips to the grocery store now. Like I rarely ever want to think about grocery prices. The most I thought about is when I made dinner for my family recently, and I was like, I bought all the ingredients stuff, and I'm like, that's more than I thought. Holy shit! I spent $80 on a single meal. Wow.
But to take that and look at it, go, I couldn't feed that many people going out to eat. That's not including the tip. You have to think about it like that. So you were feeding how many of you guys? 6 of you?
10.
10 of you for $80. Do you really think you could pay going out?
Oh God, no. That's the other thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you have to think about it, and that's why my mom tells us I have to think about it. Well, we spent $80 on groceries, but it's fed us for a couple days.
Exactly.
You can't go out to eat and do the same thing. So you can't really. I know it sucks to think that way, but even with inflation, but again, go out to restaurants and the inflation is high on them too. It's not just us; we're feeling it too.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think a lot of there were times where my siblings will go out and eat very often with friends, and you just can't do that anymore. Like it's just hard now. Just prices have gone up. Just work has been impossible. Like money, like earnings. That's what I'm trying to say. Earning income. Just like there's just no feasible way. Because I remember there's times like, all right, let's go to have dinner like every other day with everyone. That just
it's a nice treat once you go out to do it. I mean, granted, the IRS is giving us tax breaks on our taxes next year because of inflation. So
we'll see. We'll see how that works.
I'm curious how hesitant about that one.
I gotta figure out how to do my taxes next year because of a whole. We talked about this on the show, so it's not hard to bring up. Like the TurboTax situation that happened, that really fucked me over. I lost close to $2,000 in my tax returns because of the way they worked it out. And what's disappointing is like I personally have been doing my taxes through TurboTax for many years. Never had any issues. Like, and then until last year, the whole debacle with TurboTax. Anyone who's listening to this, they can go back and we kind of vented a little bit on that, but just kind of going into because it's going to be tax season in a couple months. But yeah, just to kind of. And it's just
trying to get ready for it again.
It's one of those things where now, like, okay, now what am I gonna do for taxes now to kind of facilitate that situation? Because I was very disappointed with them because they, for the most part, they were a easy way to do my taxes. Just answer simple questions, fill out the form, good to go, and I was happy with it.
And it's all the information is already in there, and it rotates.
Exactly.
Over to the next, which is my daughter's social security.
Like, yeah, it just made everything easier. Yeah. But yeah, actually, I might do what my brother-in-law and sister do and just get a tax person, and just kind of, I might just be that person who just has a tax person, you know. So, yep.
Yeah, I just don't like paying people to do that. I'm sorry, I'm one of those people.
Hey, if you find a better way to do, if you find another way, let me know because boy, I don't want to.
I heard Jackson and Hewitt is better.
Okay, we're gonna be jumping into the big story. So we're gonna be putting a warning up for domestic abuse. So anyone who feels this might trigger them, we do apologize. Please note you'll be able to skip this portion. But yeah, this is going to have a lot of talks about domestic abuse, so we do want you guys to give you a heads up on that.
That means I gotta go leave the room. I feel triggered. That's something on my end too.
All right.
You've heard stories.
So just kind of, you can mute, but let me know. Raise your hand and let me know so we can pause it and you can take a break. But this is good because you can give your perspective as well. Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
Oh yeah, my I can see my internet's dying a little bit on this side. I have like a full bar of Wi-Fi on here, but the video connection sucks. So
okay, yeah. Overall, just raise your hand anytime you need me to pause. Give you a moment, but this would also be good because then you can also give your perspective to really emphasize, because this one's a very interesting talk, because we've talked about this individual before. This was the individual who was part of that whole stalking situation, remember, that we talked about a few months back. Same person. Okay, before we get started, like I said, there's gonna be a trigger warning, but don't forget to check out any of our merch, join our Discord if you want to be part of the conversations, things like that, because there's a lot that happened. Exactly. Let me share the screen. So
It's loading on my end.
okay, so
It's still loading. Is
No.
it loading on your end?
This is one of those heavy situations I don't usually like to talk.
okay, good. Can you hear that? You could hear that? Okay, perfect. So we're going to be listening to one of the people we keep going back to because he gives his perspective reasonably well. We're going to be listening to Charlie give his thoughts. So
Talk about. I usually aim for the goofier stories where we
so the situation we're going to be talking about is the whole thing that happened recently with Amaranth last Sunday. So literally happened. We finished recording last week. For anyone who doesn't remember who Amaranth is, she's one of the top female streamers on Twitch. She has one of the biggest OnlyFans out there. She earns almost 2 million a month on just overall with everything she has. She's a very popular and very key person in the space. So what this story happens is wow, I did not expect that. Sorry, the stream looked a little bit wonky. Everything. I'm just making sure everything's good for recording, so we do apologize. But yeah, so this is something that happened to one of the top streamers. Ready? Go. My God, why does it keep doing that?
we just kind of point and laugh at some clownery and some general dog shittery that's going on around the internet. But the situation that's happening with Amaranth is an extremely serious one, and it is one that I'd like to talk about since I've seen some of the worst takes all of humanity's ever concocted surrounding this.
So remember, we're talking about an internet personality, so no matter what, the internet's gonna have a word to say. We'll have a word to say, but I think we'll have something different for the most part. But yeah, there's always something someone has to say.
Now, for those that don't know, if you haven't been on Twitter today, a lot of clips have been surfacing from Amaranth's stream from last night where she went live. Well, she was already live, but she unmuted during an argument with her husband over the phone. And this troglodyte sounds like an absolutely unhinged maniac. I watched the entire VOD to get the full context surrounding this entire situation, and I can say with a high level of confidence that this is an actual abusive lunatic. Now, before getting into the clips, I want to make it known that I'm basing that on more than just the phone call argument. Obviously, anyone with ears is going to reach the same conclusion because he comes across extremely abusive in the phone calls as well. But she goes further, showing some of the damage he's done to the house in fits of rage. For instance, she said she locked herself in her room one time, and in response, he kicked the door in, and shows the damage to the door, how it's all fucked up, it's now missing like the hinge and everything, and then shows damage to a nearby wall.
That alone is a lot, because a lot of people are put in situations like this, and people try to get out of situations like this, and it's hard for people because it's hard to reach out, and it's one of those things like he'll explain a little bit more, but like you just sometimes, like, remember, she's a very well-known streamer, always live streaming, so you just like, and she's like popping off, right? We've talked about how popular, how very profitable all her endeavors are, so I'm like, for something that is this happening in the background, like no one knew. All right.
And then also
There's a very silent thing we don't talk about.
Exactly. Okay, continue.
Messages that she received from him, threatening to financially ruin them because she wasn't replying to him fast enough.
All right, sorry everyone. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. If you're watching this part, we had to redo a lot of the, not redo it, but we had to stop the recording because we were having internet issues for some reason. I don't know why. Like on my side and on your side, apparently. I wonder what's happening.
I have no idea.
So we do apologize. So if you're listening to this, you had a smooth transition because anyone watching this, like, I just had some weird jump cut. At least it didn't cut. It just cut off before we jumped into the real meat of this. So, like I said again, trigger warning for anyone listening. Liz is going to raise her hand if I need to pause the screen at any time, or if she has a real big thought she wants to go over, because there is two portions. Luckily, there's an ending to this, so there is something happening. So let's jump into it.
Fucking despicable shit.
Exactly. Because I'm gonna let you say what you think you heard. But then I'm gonna
Put up the volume a little bit.
Sorry, what?
Put the volume up a little bit. I'm having a hard time hearing.
That's at max. You might need to turn it up on your end.
I did. It's not coming up across on mine.
Okay, just gonna have to do your best.
I said, but you cannot interrupt mine because I'm not gonna interrupt you.
What are you saying? Why did you say you were gonna kill my dogs?
Leave the house.
Okay, I can leave the. You know what? Actually, I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are here.
I'll get it. Take the dogs and leave.
The man's voice you're
Could you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna call the dogs.
Yeah, so he'll explain it a little bit.
hearing on the phone that sounds like a 9-year-old getting his balls squeezed at the doctor during a physical with that helium high screaming, screeching voice. That's her husband, and he's melting down over an argument they had earlier. And I'm going to tell you what it's about, but you're not going to believe me. I watched the whole VOD and I can confirm, based on everything I've seen here, this argument was because she didn't hear something he said.
Yes.
Oh, like men listen to us 100% of the time too.
I won't deny that.
You can write a text. You can write a text, and the men will see the beginning and the end. They'll miss the middle of a conversation. I have witnessed that multiple times.
Bruh.
All right, let's continue.
You got it fixed?
Kinda.
Okay. But yeah, it's crazy sometimes. Okay,
Get it?
let's continue.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine. I muted you just in case it's something more important.
That simple.
Right.
So he had asked her a question, she didn't hear it, and said, I didn't know you asked a question, basically. She said that, oh, you didn't ask me that question, but he believed he did. So her saying, you didn't ask me that, he took as a personal insult, and it led to this massive blow up. That's what started this whole thing. Because she didn't fully hear the question, so didn't know what was asked. And in response to that, in order to prove a point, he threatened to kill her dogs. Totally reasonable thing from a rational person.
Totally
I'll go
reasonable.
ahead and play his side of that statement.
Why are you pausing? You didn't ask a question. You said a statement. Did you say that? No?
I tried to tell you
Are you
what I
saying you
heard.
did not say that? Are you saying you did not say that?
I tried to tell you what I heard from you. And you called
This is a
me
classic sign.
liar.
Not gonna lie, I've been there.
Tell me, what did you say? No, I did. I said it on purpose. I said it to show you how easily distracted you are. You're wearing a condition. You're lying.
Yay.
You're literally lying to me. I said this. I said this. Stop. I said, you're going to tell me what you said? And if you lie or interrupt my part, I'm killing dogs. That's exactly what I said.
So Big Bang
That is like, seriously?
Theory over here hatched the genius idea, a galaxy brain scheme, to prove that she wasn't hearing everything he said. He then threatened her dog's life. His whole chess master checkmating move here was, I'm going to threaten your dogs because I know you're going to focus on that as opposed to the other stuff I've said. You know, the same response everyone would have, right? Oh, you're not listening to me? I'm going to go kill your dogs.
Yeah, like the audacity some people have, and like that's how you'll
For
prove
me, it
your
was
point.
my daughter. For me, it was for my daughter.
Wow. See? Just despicable people out there. Despicable people.
Oh, well, you heard that? Weird. You know, like, how dumb can you be? This man is just an actual psychopath. Obviously, she's going to focus on the thing where you're threatening her dog's life out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He was upset because she didn't hear the question and then instead said you didn't ask it. If he ever even asked it in the first place, you know, there's no telling for sure. I wasn't fucking there. I wasn't a fly on the wall. But he's mad because she didn't hear the question. And then in order to prove his point that she just didn't hear the question, he threatens her dog's life to show her that she focuses on emotionally distressing things more than his other statements.
Like every other sane individual will do. Like yeah, that you're threatening something personal to you, and like, yes, I'm gonna focus on that. So,
Because that's, you know, as you know, her dogs are her kids. My kid is my child, and I get it.
so
Been
yeah,
there.
That's, you fucking dummy. Everyone's going to be focusing on emotionally distressing things when it's a goddamn threat.
And I said that because I knew when I say that, instantly you forget what you said and what I said. Both.
Why do you have to say you're gonna kill my dog? What does that help anything?
Because, stop. Zoom out. Because you weren't understanding my point.
What? What are you even talking about? You brought up the dogs out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So what?
Prove a point.
What point is there improving?
See?
So many manipulations
What?
in there.
I'm asking you. I don't even understand what you're saying to me.
I know. That's
it's just like,
This man really thinks he's smart. You can tell just by the way he carries himself in this conversation. He really thinks he's some intellectually enlightened being who just found atheism for the first time on Reddit or something. Like, this guy talks like the most pretentious douchebag you'll ever hear.
Yeah.
As if his point is the only ever accurate one, and he's so benevolent. He even talks about how he's forgiven her for not hearing him some.
that is crazy. It's like, I forgive you for like not hearing me. That is,
Yeah, it's the same. It's a manipulation tactic. I mean, I've forgiven you in the past for this, but I don't know. I'm getting my shit on, you know, 500 times. I mean,
so I'm like, what?
Sometimes. Like,
it's very common.
Yeah, it's common. That's
No
that's
fucking idea.
But I want to quickly address something a lot of people keep bringing up. the sub 5 IQ take of, well,
Okay,
she shouldn't
this is
have
the other
aired this
part.
publicly. Well,
Okay,
she shouldn't
this
have
is the other
aired this
part.
publicly.
Yeah, so a lot of people said she shouldn't have live streamed this. Like, she shouldn't have gone. Okay.
Oh, honestly, this is her evidence. I mean, yes, it wasn't probably at that moment, but at the same time, she was probably at her wit's end. I got to show the world this is what's going on behind the cameras. This is what I have to deal with.
Exactly. I think, and he's gonna go. You hit the nail on the head perfectly. He's gonna explain it a little bit more, but yeah, basically, apparently, what was happening is she was trying to get some evidence to have build up some sort of case to get police involved, and it just there's been other incidents like the where he took the phone, destroyed her computer, and just all that was gone. And the whole killing her dogs was kind of her breaking point at that point. And she had enough. She had enough, and she just unmuted herself. So I think he's gonna explain it in a second. But yeah, you this is purely evidence, basically.
All right, Dr. Phil. Jesus Christ. Let's tackle that for a moment.
Okay.
Let's go over the reasons why she might want to air this publicly. This man has access to all of her accounts.
Oh yeah, she has access to all her accounts, all the money she's earned. So well, I'll let him, and then you pause. Tell me to pause, and then I'll let you have your say.
He has all of her passwords, and in this conversation, even threatens to make fake tweets to ruin her career, and even goes as far as to typing them up, but doesn't hit send. She is basically his prisoner because she has tried to go to authorities, at least based on everything I've seen in this VOD, and she has recorded other conversations, but in response, she had her shit broken by him and had her phones taken away by him.
Literally got physical with me. And then, fucking tried to take my phones away because he was gonna destroy my PC when I recorded it. Now he's just trying to say bullshit because he knows he fucked up. He just admitted he was lying. Fucking asshole.
So she tried gathering evidence on her own. It was destroyed. She tried calling the police. Apparently that didn't go super well either because he took her phones away. What the fuck else is she supposed to do? I think this was a very good course of action here and publicly airs it all out so that way this can help her in her case in getting away from him. Now, he didn't know this was being streamed, obviously. He was under the impression she had stepped away to take the phone call, but she came back after, I'm guessing, the threats against her dogs and just unmuted and did it publicly. And I do think it was a good, I think it was a good decision.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, honestly, when you're in an abusive situation and you're basically your lifelines are always taken away, destroyed, you have no other way of going about this except to, hey, I'm a streamer. Let's just stick to the streaming because I'm tired of this. You've been physical with me. I still have the picture of what my child father did to my child, so it's hidden. But I know exactly what she's feeling.
You're cutting out a little bit, so I think it works. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. To kind of for that to be blurted out for the most part, but yeah, it's things. Just people do just crazy things, and it's disappointing how people just feel like they are entitled to things like that. All right, we'll continue.
What are you sending?
The false fucking swatting of your husband and having your fucking assistant do it too.
You literally tried to take my phone. I got scared because you got physical, and I called.
Yeah, but I'm tweeting it now, so.
So you're lying on my Twitter. That's gonna look real good.
Sure, whatever. I don't care. I'm tweeting it. I'm Amaranth's assistant. I'm Amaranth's husband, and she is swatting me and calling the cops and calling it a false abuse claim.
I didn't say you abused me. I called the cops because you literally were on top of me trying to take my phones from me. You're literally just lying to my Twitter.
Yeah, I don't care. I built the Twitter.
You used my body to build this empire.
And I'm gonna get your OnlyFans banned too.
So here he is admitting that he was just...
What is that noise? I hear something.
Ursula, what are you doing?
Okay, I was like, what was that?
He hears you in the background.
I was like, I heard
It's
something.
just holding on to it.
Okay, I just didn't want us to get copyrighted.
Going to lie about a story to ruin her career and then get her OnlyFans banned as well. So you can clearly see that he had access to all of her shit. And a lot was revealed here. The reason why Amaranth wasn't more public about her marriage is because he didn't let her.
I've been wanting to tell people that, like, let's just stream together. Just tell them that we're fucking married. Because it's like, our relationship would be better if we just stream them. And it's fighting all the time. But no, mister, don't say that because it's going to ruin the business model. It's not time yet. But
Yeah, so the reason people didn't know she was married is because it's people are like, go to her channel more. It's like, oh yeah, she's a single woman on stream. So
fuck yourself. I'm done with it.
The reason why she started doing hot tub streams and committing the hot tub streams is because he forced her to.
yeah, we were talking about the hot tub stream meta like a year or two ago. Remember? Like, oh yeah, all these women are doing this like that, and the reason she did it is because her husband told her to do it. So I'm like,
So a lot of this shit came out about how awful of a person this guy is and how controlling and how scummy and shitty he is.
It's literally, I was waiting for a response. You were just calling me crazy then.
I didn't say you were crazy.
No. Dude, I'm gonna give you one last chance. I'm gonna irrevocably fucking destroy everything.
like,
I can tell you something that shatters you forever, and I'll start tweeting about it too.
But what? Why would you want to do
You can't-
that? I don't understand.
oh, you want me to keep going, or you have a thought?
I have a thought. You can't try to tell the person, hey, I think you're a little out there. I think you need to dial it back, but it's not going to get them across. If they're going to take it as a wrong thing and they'll take it and manipulate it against you, like, oh, you called me crazy. Like, no, I
Yeah.
didn't call you crazy. I called you.
Yeah, because there's like probably this line.
it
Right?
is.
Because yeah, there's probably this line for like individuals where they just like, okay, there's a way to fix things, right, or try to be a decent individual. And then once you cross that line, it's almost, and the further you get away from that line, it's like you're just becoming more egotistical, I would say, right? I think he crossed the line years at this point, right? And he just doesn't see it anymore. He doesn't see the line anymore. So yeah, let's it's almost over.
Because you are literally telling me I did not say something that I literally said.
Still bringing that up.
You're just right here. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. You're about to lose your entire fucking life in terms of everything that's been built because you're too obstinate to just merely accept that you didn't hear a thing. But I'm already very forgiving about that.
This man is
there it
so
is. Very forgiving. Isn't he a generous individual? Right? Like, yes, everything we built up. Like, yes. So
insecure, sensitive, and embarrassing that he just keeps believing that because she said you didn't say that, he is taking it as an insult against his intelligence and he won't stand for it. He believes that she is calling him crazy. And she might not be calling him crazy, but I, as well as everyone else who has seen these clips, is. This man is fucking unhinged. He is crazy. This man is nuts. And he's downright dangerous, I would say. To be threatening the lives of his dogs, also makes threats against our horses about how he's going to sell them to meat packaging plants or some shit. Like, the man is not a safe person to be around. Now, one other thing I'd like to get into before showing some more clips is the brain-rotted take that keeps floating around about how this is all manufactured drama.
yeah, that's the other thing, because it's online. It has to be, something has to be happening, right? It's like, oh no, it's all an act, right? Like, this is all just an act. Like, it has to be. There's like nothing like this can be happening. Like, so much has been happening online recently. We've talked about the gambling thing, the essay thing that happened. Like, there's been a lot on Twitch that's been happening, and even this just recently came out. So just this thought of like, oh, this is all manufactured. Like, oh, what?
And it's fake for the sake of exposure and clout for Amaranth. And I understand why people like to take everything with a grain of salt. I think it's a very good thing to always really try and hyper-analyze everything to make sure that what you're getting is legitimate, which is why I'm so surprised that after doing that, people still arrived at the conclusion that it's fake. You'd have to be clinically stupid to think that this is fake. Because in order to reach that conclusion, you'd have to ask yourself, why is it fake? What would be the goal? What would Amaranth gain from this? And let's break that thought process down. Why would she fake it? She's already reached like the pinnacle of internet success. She makes over $2 million a month from streaming and OnlyFans. Like that doesn't even count like merch or anything. So she's making plenty of money, so she doesn't need money, so that wouldn't be a reason. She doesn't need exposure because she's one of the most popular streamers on Twitch and most popular OnlyFans models. So that probably wouldn't make any sense. So why would it be fake? There's nothing to gain. There's only things to lose because now it's public that she's married. So that would be a detriment. Even though it's something she wanted to share, there are those delusional weirdos who believe that by donating money to her, they'd get to date her.
You gotta love those people out there. Like, yes, like the whole.
You have the opportunity now to date her if she's now single.
But there's that whole.
I mean, the divorce is gonna be a while, but.
So that was the whole thing with the stalker. It's just these people just get crazy thoughts. Like, yes, if I donate like 500 subs, she'll get my attention. Some people are very delusional.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's obvious. So this coming out doesn't help her in any way. There'd be no reason why she'd fake this for anything because she has nothing to gain from it. It's just a nonsensical take from people that clearly haven't thought about it for even an iota of a second.
Man, we're in the house now. It's like the next time when I say plan, do it. Dumb fuck, do you understand? Like what plan talking about? It's like, fuck this, I'm calling you. So I disappeared from stream. Take a call. So I can't, I'm gonna tell them I can't talk right now. We're getting Wi-Fi. I don't care. You get the call now. Last chance.
Look at that wall of text.
My hotel room. But throwing your stupid merch off the balcony, proceeding to ditch your stuff. You don't need the makeup or the live view, like the stream epic, or the clothes, huh? Deleting social media in 1 minute.
1
Buying
month.
options that expire and blasting the cash. About to shut down bank account, your bank account too. Lag is terrible. Stream is garbage. It's like about to delete Twitter in 30 seconds. If you don't call me, your phone's literally off, right? I'm just like...
Her phone's off, and he's just texting.
Donate $250,000 to Polo Missy. It's like a bird sanctuary he likes. In the next 2 minutes, $250K gone. We'll donate...
Pretty alarming stuff here.
The funny part is it's all his money too. It's not just hers. It's a joint account, if I heard that correctly, right?
To my understanding, there's like multiple accounts. There's multiple accounts. There's like the business account, her own personal account, and I think his own. That's to my understanding. People can, anyone who's like listening who knows more of this will know. But there's multiple accounts to my understanding. So, but he's just losing it, just willy nilly, just very self-destructive from what from we're getting on this.
Look at these texts. The man is draining their finances faster than a crypto bro investing in the latest shitcoin. Just blasting all their money down the drain, just fucking shitting it away because she wasn't replying to him in a reasonable time. It should be obvious that this isn't healthy behavior from a sane individual. But if you need more evidence of that, let's go later into her stream where she starts showing some of the house itself and some of the damage that he's caused.
Script of L-U-T-H. You know what you are.
Another thing that's happening, remember, she's streaming. There's, on top of everything she's dealing with right now, there's so many people just what's the best way to put it? Just yelling at her in chat. People just donating, just being assholes during this whole situation. So everything you're hearing is just people donating and being just complete assholes.
I would lock my door, but he broke that too.
Yeah, you can say that thing's off the hinge.
So,
Best
whoa,
advice I
shit!
can
That
give during my divorce my grandma gave.
Took
This
the
too
phone
shall
from
pass.
Me, both phones from me. And so I ran in here to call the cops, and he literally kicked the door in and broke. Like, this doesn't even have a hinge anymore.
What an absolute nightmare. And you want to know what's really sick about the whole thing? There are people saying that she absolutely deserves it because she does OnlyFans.
yes, there are people out there that says she deserves it.
Can you believe how fucked up that is? And also, a lot of the things people shit on Amaranth for, like pretending to be single to get money from simps or whatever, isn't even her idea, apparently. It's her husband.
So every time she's been getting shit online for a lot of the things she gets, like what he said, like only being single, doing her OnlyFans and all this stuff, not even her idea. It's her husband's idea. The hot tub streams, it's her husband's idea. Like, not even her idea. So she's getting shit on everywhere. It's not even her idea.
Who is controlling every aspect of her life, it seems. He has access to all of her accounts. He's the one who comes up with her schedule and tells her what to do on stream and all of that. So a lot of the things that she gets shit on is actually her husband doing it, making her do it. And yet Amaranth is the one that has to roll with all the punches. And then once she turns off stream after being insulted all day by a ton of people, she then has her husband insulting her and yelling and screaming at her. Fucking unbelievable. The set of circumstances here are so incredibly sad. Like, just genuinely awful.
Okay, but yeah. Well, that's basically the whole situation. We'll get to the second part of it because there is some positivity to this. But your thoughts just of this and her situation, because I think the best quote I saw.
So relatable. I feel it's so relatable. I may not have been to that extreme, but it's relatable.
So the best quote I saw is that she was living in a fancy prison, basically. Like yeah, that's the best quote I saw online. Someone say that she was living in a fancy prison. But yeah, she was making the money and all this stuff, but all this fancy stuff and all this stuff is kind of nothing when you're kind of trapped in this situation.
I agree 100% on that.
And yeah, so we're gonna so that happened on Sunday, and there was this weird moment. Does he bring it up, or let me see, because it got really dark for a moment, but there's positivity, like I said, but it got really weird. Let's see, does he post? Oh yeah, right here. So this is her at the end of her stream. So
go ahead and play the ending of the stream to you.
This is her ending her stream. She's on the phone with her assistant.
What are you talking about? Why would you ask if I'm taking?
Did you see that? The door in the back open slightly? Oh my, that's just so. And then her stream ends like that. That's what people were speculating for a couple days, like what happened. Because yeah, her assistant, like the word probably was medication, right? For the most part, everyone speculated, like the assistant was saying, "Have you taken?" Kind of implying that it was like because here's the thing, like probably all the assistants, all the camera people are all working for her husband. Like they're all like at this point,
and they're being manipulated by him, saying, "Hey, she's crazy. Just don't listen to her."
Or they can just be like, she's basically the cash cow. You can't ruin that, or you got all the money you're earning, like, gonna be gone. Like, it's like one of those like messed up things. Like, so it's like one of those things. People are like, who's really on her side? Who, like, it's just so creepy. And then that happens at the end. It's so sketchy. Like I said, there is some good news, luckily, but for I think she came back live on Tuesday. I want to say Tuesday, Wednesday. So she did have a response, and we're gonna be watching that video in a second, or some clips of it to kind of then get her thoughts on what happened afterwards. But for a couple days, for sure, everyone was like wondering what happened. Is she okay? People were sending wellness checks because that's scary. Like. Online thing, just getting blast. It's you just never know. And then mostly for a very what's the word? I don't want to say televised, because that's what it would have been back in the day, televised. very visual. I don't know what, like very public figure, because she was live every day. So okay, we're gonna jump into kind of what happened. Any final thoughts of just the situation prior to what we're gonna see afterwards, or any thoughts you want to give out?
I hope that it's what happens. I hope the
Welcome
best
back
that,
to Mogul Mail.
and
Sorry, I'm just getting the video ready. Do apologize, people. Sorry, I'll let you do your statement.
I honestly hope the best. I hope. Hi. I hope for the best for her. I hope it just sucks. I've been in that kind of abuse where it was just a cycle, and it's hard to break sometimes. I think people don't realize that how hard it is to break that cycle. It takes sometimes it takes what they say up to 7 times sometimes before you actually physically say, okay, I'm done. I don't need this anymore. So.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into kind of her thoughts and everything. We're gonna be watching Ludwig's Mogul Mail. He kind of explains a little bit his thoughts, and kind of he has the best clips I could find of her thoughts of coming back. So
The next day, and said, "This."
Okay.
I think that when he heard himself on that call, it really sunk in how much of an asshole he is. So you never fucking realized, idiot. Anyways. So as of today, though, I have access to all of my accounts and finances again.
Okay, so 2 things there. First one, it's I don't know, maybe it's just my thought process. Like, when you hear yourself talk, there has to be a point in your head that clicks, like, I'm being a complete asshole, or any situation, any spectrum of emotion, right?
You should find her by about 11 to get the car.
Okay. Okay. So let's just close this off. So basically, she's back. She's back. She's got her accounts back. Her husband is getting help. And she's just kind of doing her own thing now. And now she's just doing her thing now. She can do her stuff. She said that these nights were the first time in a long time that she's had 8 hours of sleep, because of her schedule was so tight that she was only getting like 4 to 5 hours a day. That's it, because that's how tight her schedule was. And now she can actually go and enjoy things she wanted to do, because she just had no time for herself. She can watch television shows, movies. She can go spend time with friends, finally, do other events. Like, that is like, wow, that you can't do something as simple as watch a TV show.
Yep, been there, done that. Not doing that again.
I'm like, wow. So, and now she can also just wear whatever she wants now too. So yeah, because now she doesn't have to put on revealing clothes anymore. So it's like she just can go back.
You boo.
So yeah. Yeah, since we gotta cut this short, we'll close it off on that. There's more, but I think that's it. We wish her the best. She's doing her own thing right now. She says she's gonna come back to streaming slowly, which is fine. You know what? She can take her time with whatever she needs.
She's gonna help herself mentally before she gets there in that space again.
Yeah, like I watched this entire VOD. It's like 40 minutes of her just kind of playing with her dogs and kind of going through the thoughts of everything, and just listening to it. Like, okay, she's kind of processing. She had a lot of people reach out to her, and I guess, yeah, it's one of those things. Like, sometimes what she mentioned was she felt like no one cared, or no one's out there. But a lot of people who are reaching out, people talking about it, people who are on her side, she felt that, and she's we'll see. But yeah, all the more for Amaranth. We hope you the best. And for anyone out there going through this, there's just do your best to, I don't know, what would you say?
Evidence, resources, they're out there. I will be a resource if asked to be. I'm there. I've been there through the abuse. I am still trying to bring myself out of the cycle of abuse with other people in my life. So honestly, it's a long process, and I mean, it's been indulged since her childhood, and somewhere it was along the line. She didn't realize it, and then it manifested into her adulthood. And honestly, there are resources out there. I hope the best for her. If anybody ever needs help, I mean, there's always the women crisis line that's available out there. Hospitals have the resources. Don't be afraid. I mean, even police departments. I mean, it sounds like it's the sketchiest place to go, but like, they're sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself.
Oh yeah, the way we talk about police, oh my god.
No, right? I know. That's why I say the hospitals might be your best bet because they'll have the resources for that. But you have to be honest and willing to say yes.
But yeah, it's a more positive ending to the story. I'm glad that we didn't have to wait another week for a possible response because, like I said, it could be scary. That little ending clip of the door would have been so scary. But I'm glad that she's good. She has all her financials back. That's another whole can of worms. But yeah, everyone, thank you for listening. Liz has to head out. So let us know what you guys thought. Go ahead and get our merch at merch.tyrantdominus.com. If you want to join us for more discussion, go ahead and join us on our Discord. You can always tag us, and we can have a quick chat on there. All the links are down in our description. But yeah, so until next time, everyone. See ya.
Bye.